So the long shadows over Royal Randwick, but certainly in the sun. The exposure of the bright lights is Black Caviar. She's made her way around to the barrier against this cracking field before a full house here. It was a house full sign. You couldn't buy a ticket in the last day leading into Royal Randwick today for the Darley TJ Smith Hamish. We've been waiting a long time for this moment. It has arrived.
It has, Bruce. You talked about the setting. The shadows are longer, and just along this rail next to the barriers there'd be 100 people with iPads and cameras and iPhones, and then behind the trees here on the road there'd be another couple of hundred just getting a glimpse of this wonderful mare. And it's not just how she looks today. She looks, as she always does, just terrific, but she represents everything that is great about sport. She's so humble. She's such a champion. She doesn't showboat or offend, and the story is so likeable, isn't it? I mean, you've got this knockabout Queensland trainer who just enjoys the moment, the shy, humble jockey, and the owners who share her, and then this amazing mare that refuses to lose. So again, she'll be the one that everyone is cheering for. And as you know, Macca, we live in a very uncertain world. There's no such thing as a certainty in racing, but gee, she's close.
Yep, well, Pete Moody from Wanda, 840k west of Brisbane, and Luke Nolan from Menangatang, that's where he started off. Has the money come, Tom? Are the big punters behind her today?
No, the money, there has been money for Black Caviar now. She's the 116. There's more money for her than any other horse, obviously, but the biggest bet I've taken so far is only 150,000 on her at the 116. Normally in a race like this, when she's $1.04, $1.05, there's 500,000, 800,000 unlimited for her. But the big money hasn't come for her today. I can't believe it personally. I've got the price up there, I'm betting it, but I just think it's a crazy price. She's beaten all these horses before. Epaulet, as Richard said before, it's the only other horse that there's been significant money for. A bloke had a very big bet to place on number 11, Epaulet, but Black Caviar is obviously the market mover.
Thanks, Tom.
Now, this is what she's not used to, folks, at home, is walking into barrier one and then waiting for everybody else to fill their barriers, every other thoroughbred horse to fill their barriers. So she does get agitated. She has got agitated before and again.
Well, there's Rainer Fair, who'll probably lead. Let's go to Mark Shean. His call of the Darley TJ Smith Stakes.
Atomic Force and on the lookout. They're just about ready.
All in!
Stand by, they're off and racing. And Bell Sprinter came out last of all. Black Caviar began well. Rainer Fair was the best into stride. How Much Do You Love Me going up on the outside. Nolan's bringing Black Caviar along the inside to settle down in third spot. Followed by Decision Time. Hayless was out a little bit wider. Atomic Force just up in front of it. Followed by Title and Sea Siren. Bell Sprinter saving ground. Now he's railing up onto the back of Black Caviar. Followed further back by Epaulet. And on the lookout last of all, Nolan trying to get away from the inside to avoid being boxed up here. And the leader, Rainer Fair, led from Haylist on the outside, Black Caviar in the centre, and How Much Do You Love Me on the inside of them, followed by Bell Sprinter. He's worked up to midfield, followed by Decision Time, and then Title Atomic Force, followed by Sea Siren Epaulet, and further back on the lookout, Rainer Fair kicked away at the stop of the straight. Nolan asking the mare to come after him now, and in a heartbeat she raced up and hit the lead. She's giving Sydney some of the black magic, and look at her go, Black Caviar. She raced away. She's going to set a new Group 1 record in Australia. She's truly in a league of her own. Black Caviar racing away from Epaulet. Black Caviar doesn't let us down. Beat Epaulet. Third home Bell Sprinter. And then Rainer Fair, Sea Siren, Decision Time. Followed further back by How Much Do You Love Me. And then Title Atomic Force, Haylist. And last in was On the Lookout.
Rates and lanes in Sydney, we know that. She was tested early, and when she let down, she was magnificent. 25 out of 25. Perfection personified again. Breaks Kingston Town's record. 15 Group 1s. Does a lot in one day. Late, almost evening, at Royal Randwick.
Everything didn't go to plan today. She didn't jump away quite as well as she has done before. They got up around her and they tried to push her in against the fence again, but she was too big and too strong. She pushed them out of the way. At the top of the straight, Luke Nolan was exactly where he wanted to be. And then by halfway down the straight, she just opened up the afterburner and away she went again. That's the Black Caviar we know.
What I loved about it was, beautifully summed up, Richard, was that he jumped, okay, wasn't the best out, but she's a big girl, takes a couple of strides. He travelled really well until the 800-metre mark, just before we crossed to Hamish. When Haylist came across, bumped her a couple of times. There was a bit of a hello, how you going? And then it was all over, bar the shouting. Hamish will try and jostle his horse to get up to Lukey Nolan. One of the greatest moments in thoroughbred racing. Let's cross to Hamish.
Thanks, Simon. 15 Group 1. She deserved that, didn't she?
Sure did, you know. She's a specialist. And yeah, words escape me. I'm not a wordsmith or a very well educated man by any stretch, but she genuinely touches me.
When did you realise you jumped on a horse that was going to change your life and this sport forever?
I don't know, when the pressure kept getting bigger, I suppose. You see what she means to racing, and it's just to be part of it. Just blows you away.
You talk about the pressure. Everyone assumes she's going to win. Bad luck or misfortune will get her beaten, but you have the pressure of making sure that never happens. Does it get too much? Is it relief more than joy now?
It is relief. It's been relief for about 14 runs, but look, you enjoy it. But I'm the first one. I'm going to be hung if she gets beat. So I've got to make sure I do my job extra well when I'm on her, you know. And you just got to have the faith. I have a great deal of faith in this mare, and she continues to make Peter and myself look very, very good.
If making a movie, who would you want to play Luke Nolan?
Someone with a big nose and someone with not a great deal of ability, because they'll square me off lovely there.
And if you're going to have a drink with her after it was all over, what would you say to her?
I don't know. See, you put me on the spot for one-liners and I'm going to stuff it up for the telecast, aren't I? But
you didn't stuff up the ride. It was wonderful to see.
That's it. That's jockeys. They shouldn't have to come up with one-liners that are memorable. Race callers do that.
You've come up with 15 Group 1s. Enjoy it.
Will do. Thanks, Hamish.
So she makes her way back, and there'll be a mighty roar. It was a brilliant ride, it really was. As the boys said, he was under great pressure today. Just the scenes of the people running along outside on the road, just getting a shot. It's just great. People on people's shoulders. It's what it's all about.
It's like the Queen's here, or the Pope's here, or Bono's here.
Yeah, Luke Nolan's never cried coming back to scale. Today means so much more than any other ride and any other victory.
Look how close they get to the fans. So for the second time in Sydney, Neil Weir, the principal owner, owns 50% of the horses. This is his hometown. It's a really great moment here with the owners. Neil there, about to lead her in, I reckon. He doesn't do it very often. He's played such a huge role, in fact, in this mare all the way through. He wanted her to come back to Sydney, and this is his moment with his mare and his jockey and his trainer waiting. It's the Olympic gold medalist slap of honour, this sort of stuff, isn't it?
Oh, look, the emotion, it's got to be surreal for the team, but they're with their girl. They're with Luke now. Luke will be just saying, well, we've done it. It was a magnificent ride. Congratulations to the strapper.
This is the sort of thing that money can't buy, money can't replace. The feelings and of pride those people have. That is a feeling that they can't replace with anything else.
I just remember Kathy Freedman getting ready to run for gold. I remember Mike Tyson going through his run of undefeated fights. This is bigger and better for me because I'm an industry person in racing. It's the ultimate.
I apologise.
So from the darkness of the tunnel to the bright lights of the theatre of dreams, eh? That's where she's about to walk into now, and we may be seeing a horse that never loses a race. I mean, she's getting so close.
To roar she's going to get when she comes back to the theatre of the horse.
This may be the last time the Sydney crowd gets to cheer her home.
I was just thinking, has any stadium had a bigger name on opening night than Royal Randwick today? I mean, the opening of the new Royal Randwick, and they've got the biggest star of them all.
It's like opening the Opera House and getting Pavarotti to sing.
So humble. You know, a lot of horses will hate the crowd, the atmosphere, all this sort of business, but she just does her thing.
It's just one of those days, all of us are going to say, we were there when. Everybody here today is going to be saying that. There's Peter Moody and Luke Nolan together. Shake of the hand.
No star jumps from Luke. That's not his go. No backflips, no somersaults, none of that. I've got my job done. One thing he will do with Pete tonight is they'll sit down, they'll have a VB, and they'll have a laugh, a hug and a cry.
Yeah, from Manangatang, he went up to Dalby in Queensland and got his career going. He had a shocking fall in Queensland, Luke, about 4 years ago. He had, I think, 7 plates in his face. He had brain bruising and all of that. Fell from a horse up there, and he's made a fantastic recovery. He's got a 4-year-old kid, a boy and a 1-year-old daughter. Alicia, his wife's an absolute beauty. They're a great family.
The racing public don't need histrionics or theatrics with this. They know what they're seeing here. They know they're seeing greatness.
So Peter Moody with Peter Donegan again, Pete.
Yes, Bruce, it's an amazing feeling down here. The reception she got as she came back into the theatre of the horse. You look to be the calmest person here.
Oh, listen, I get to enjoy her every day. I've just got great pleasure out of seeing other people and enjoy her, and for her to bring a show to Randwick, it's terrific. The great crowd have really taken to her here today, as has been the case everywhere she's gone. But it's extra special. It's a bit of a homecoming for me. I know I'm a Queensland boy, but this is where I learnt most of my craft and worked for the great TJ for a lot of years. So to win a race named in his honour, the same as was a couple of years ago, it's special for all of us.
And what about to eclipse Kingston Town in front of the Sydney crowd as well?
Oh, listen, I don't think that's to be compared. I'm extremely proud of her holding that record, but he's to be enjoyed for what he was, and her in her own right also. So it's just tremendous. It's a tremendous feel.
The decisive move, Pete, came probably 300 metres after the start. Luke got her out 2 or 3 away from the rail, got her out into the clean air, and that was that.
Yeah, no, lovely ride by Luke. It was always our plan to come out and be 6 or 7 deep in the straight, and we just thought the inside was a bit inferior, and even though she probably was good enough to overcome it, we didn't need to try that.
Just as I ask you the next question, look around at this, the Theatre of the Horse. First time I've been here. Some of these people have been here for an hour and a half, 2 hours, just to get a glimpse of it. Must make you very proud.
Well, there's people outside the stall at 9:30 this morning, the gatekeepers were telling me, so it just shows how much she's admired. But just to look at this, and the ATC and John Cornish and Darren and all his team have been truly congratulated. It's been a great day's racing. Let's not take away from an unbelievable Derby winner early in the day, and it's done deal. He'll go a long way to find a smarter 3-year-old than that, but just a tremendous day's racing, full stop.
On behalf of all Australian sports lovers, congratulations, but more importantly, thank you.
Thank you, and thanks to everyone that's come out and enjoyed my little girl.
Good on you, mate.
Cheers.
Good on you, Pete. Both the Pete's there. So a job well done, eh? She's tired. You expect that. She's SP'd at $1.14. It's the longest price she's been for over 2 years here in Australia. $1.10, $1.20, $1.10. Epaulette, terrific run, second, first up. Bell Sprinter at $2. And Rain Affair was fourth, 154.40, and Tom's top div was $1.20. $1.20 for Black Caviar. So 25 out of 25 and those 15 Group 1 wins.
It'll be a good trivia question. Who ran second to Black Caviar in the TJ Smith when she broke the all-time record for Group 1 wins?
Luke's spent in there. Have a look at him. He's exhausted. A lot of emotion.
I think it's emotionally exhausted. He's a fit rider. The ride hasn't exhausted him. It's just the emotion has exhausted him.
Donna wasn't going to come up the strapper, but she has, which is great. She's been with the horse for most of her great wins.
I've known Donna for over 20 years. She worked for me for a long time, and she's strapped many nice horses, but none like this.
Well, it was a battle. She won easily. Right here, she was in the right spot. Haylis was going to struggle a bit. Rain Affair was sort of high balling. Epaulette was a long way back. This is where Luke really asked her to go, and go she went. She was in the fast lane, and away she went.
It was full steam ahead today. There was no bars hold. There was nothing to keep up your sleeve, Luke. There was nothing to leave in the tank for Black Caviar. Today it was just all on for young and old. It was the build-up, it was the talk of the jockeys, it was the talk of the trainers, of the competitors in this race. We're going to take you on. You've drawn barrier 1. We're going to make life difficult for you. Let's see what you've got. Well, Luke, congratulations to ride her the way you did, to give her that opportunity to get some breathing space.
Tell you what I love. This is Black Caviar going at her top. We don't see it all that often, her going at her top, but she's going flat out here.
No, you're right. There's nothing in the tank, but it can't be against these horses. These are Group 1 winners, more than half the field Group 1 winners. They're the best sprinters we've got in Australia. And she was able to beat them by a widening margin. I mean, Epaulette was probably the only horse that was sort of hanging on to her over the last 200, 300 metres. It was probably a margin of around 3.5 lengths.
And to people that are watching at home, she is quite a freak of nature. She's 16 two hands, which is quite a tall horse, and she races at 580 kilos. Average weight would be around the 500 to 520 kilos. So she is a big machine. She intimidates most of the blokes, most of the boys that she races against. She is a freak of nature.
No doubt about that. And everything that's been put in front of her, she's been able to withstand all the challenges so far. What the future holds, don't know. I mean, they'll decide next week. Probably Brisbane for the BTC Cup, maybe Royal Ascot, maybe back to Flemington in the spring, and then Royal Ascot the next year. I think Peter would like to get to 30. She's on 25. He's mentioned that. I think as a trainer he wants her to go on because she's in such fine fettle. But there's always that risk that she might undo the unbeaten streak, and we go to the World once too often. That's the fine line, isn't it, between what happens next week and in the future.
It's the pressure that mounts with every run. Will this be the one that breaks the streak?
How long? And you know, for the group of owners and Peter, it's all about her health and safety. If she's safe and sound, and she's at her brilliant best right now, she's doing what she loves. She's doing what she loves, and she's doing it better than any other horse. So until there's another freak that comes along while she's at her best, she can continue to win her merry way.
I don't think you'll see in our lifetime anyway. We'll never see a mare like that again.
We'll never see a horse win 25 out of 25.
No.
It won't happen. It's never happened before, except a Hungarian mare did it in the 18th century, but 19th century. It's not going to happen again. Well, 21 years ago, the Queen came here to Randwick and endorsed Royal Randwick. We've had 3 popes conduct masses here over the years. John Paul and Benedict. Well, today we've seen a Queen, and really, you know what? All of us have been truly blessed today.